very hard to keep.
And especially at the level that both Chinese divers are diving right now. All right, on to the fourth round now. Jade Gillet of France with an inward 2.5 pike position.
Beautiful. You know, it's a very big challenge there. When you do an inward 2.5 pike, you really want to be far enough for your feet to not touch the water, but at the same time, you don't want to be too far out because you won't be able to make that dive.
And I'm sure by water you meant the tower. We don't want the feet to touch the tower. Because inevitably they'll get into the water.
Yes.
And she does it very well here.
I was still impressed with that entry at the water, in the water.
All smiles for Jade Gillet, 7.5s for a total of 63 points for the French. Here comes Selena Toth now with one of her more difficult dives in this event. Inward 3.5 somersaults, tuck position.
Oh, so close.
I know.
It's one of her most difficult dives, but she knows exactly how to do it. She's strong enough to do it very easily. Unfortunately, she hesitates for her come out to get that clean entry that I've seen her do.
Coming out of those dives, you really have to chase for that water. Go with all the energy you have. No time for hesitation. Not a big miss for Selena Toth, but definitely giving away a few points here. 6s on the dive for the Canadian. Emily Meany from Australia now following this one with a forward 3.5 pike position. 3.0 degree of difficulty.
Beautiful, simple, no major mistake, no wow factor, but very beautiful. She could have been a little bit more dynamic when she left the tower to get that speed going on. Right here, beautiful pike position, and it would have been easier for her to break the water to get that clean entry.
And sometimes it's just about going back home and working on those entries with really, really simple dives, getting the tightness in the bodies to get a few more points here. But all in all, a good dive from the Australian. Here comes Nikki Agunbiadi. She's won a medal on the Grand Prix circuit last year in Germany. She knows what it takes to be in the top divers. Forward 3.5 pike position for the American.
And well executed. I really love how she went for it. She had that speed going on. Beautiful pike position, and she was able to get a clean entry. Right here, she went for it. Beautiful pike position and good entry.
Nice legs tight together. 7s. For a total of 63 points for the American. Here comes the two-time Olympian from Great Britain, Lois Tolson. She'll be doing an inward 3.5 somersaults in the tuck position.
Beautiful, very hard dive, but easy for Lois. She jumps so high. She has a beautiful position in the air. Look at that, very high, beautiful tuck position. She come out and she knew exactly where she was to get that clean entry.
Very nice dive. See what the judges thought of it. 7.5s and 8. She can be happy with that one. Gets the good nod from the coach. Up next now, Pandalela Lapang from Malaysia. She'll be doing the exact same dive. Inward, 3.5 somersaults, tuck position. She's the bronze medalist from the London Olympic Games. Very first medal for her country in this sport.
Missing a little bit of heights, she jumped a little bit too much down. She should have go really for it.
Not dynamic enough in this one.
Exactly, and her tuck position, very beautiful, toe pointed, but she hesitates for her come out, and that creates a momentum, and that's the reason why she couldn't finish that entry.
Judges will not miss that, of course. 6's to 6.5 for a total of 59.20. Got to keep her energy level up here. With one more dive to go for the Malaysian. Here comes Sarah Jodoin Di Maria of Italy with a back 2.5 pike position. Still in the hunt, not too far from medal contention here.
Beautiful. Very, very nice.
Tommaso Marconi, very happy with this dive.
Very happy. Look at that pike position right here. She sees the water 2 times, and she knew exactly where to place her feet right there to get that beautiful entry.
Canadian born, now representing Italy. That gave her a chance to compete at the Olympic Games. Since Canadian divers are so strong, here she is with 8s for the back 2.5 pike. Here comes her teammate, Maya Biginelli. She'll be doing the exact same dive, 2.9 degree of difficulty.
So unfortunate. She jumps so high. She's very powerful, and she's really young. So the beauty of it is she has so many years in front of her to get that dive done and make sure that she knows how to control it. Unfortunately, she come out way too late, way too early, and that's the reason why she landed on her back.
With that power comes a lot of control, and she will learn with time, especially with just a simple back 2.5 rotations. You have a full 10 meters to accomplish that, and it's not a big feat for her to do. All right, up next now from Great Britain, Andrea Spendolini-Siriex. She'll be doing a reverse 2.5 somersaults in the tuck position.
Very easy dive for her. She will need to show that control. And she just did. She knows exactly where she is, and that's the beauty of it, because it's not a hard dive for her. She jumps super high right here. She's jumping high, sees the water 2 times, place her feet at the perfect time to get that entry.
In full confidence, knowing exactly where she is in space. Jumped a little far out from the platform, but really, this is a minimal detail. 8.5s. She can be very happy with a total of 71.40 points.
The beauty of it is when you do smaller dive, but you know how to do it well, it pays off.
All right, we're seeing a very focused Kaylee Mackay. Massive dive coming up for her. The back 3.5 somersaults in the tuck position. Kaylee Mackay coming off an ankle surgery. Just a few weeks ago now, getting back into her regular training rhythm.
So unfortunate. She jumped
3.3 degree of difficulty here, much more of a risk.
and she knows that she could have, she knows she missed it, obviously, but she jumped so high, and for Kelly, it's really to get that confidence. She knows exactly where she is, but she can't hesitate. Unfortunately, she came out of her tuck position too early, and that's the reason why she landed on her back.
That is a miss for the Canadian. 4.5 are the scores for the dive. There's Mary DiPiero coming in for a hug, trying to give some positivity here.
It's not over.
It's not over yet. One more dive to go for Kaylee. Up next now in the 4th round, Yushi Chen of China. She'll be doing the exact same dive, a back 3.5 somersaults tuck.
Beautiful.
Crowd goes nuts here at the pool in Montreal.
Yes, very happy. See how she was dynamic. She went for that jump, have her great tuck position, and she placed her feet at the perfect place to get that beautiful entry right here.
I'm just going to be very picky here. She could point her toes in the tuck position right here. But everything else is just as close to perfection as you're going to see. And once again, you get a peek at the perfect 10s coming your way. 9.5, 9.5, and a 10 being retained for the dive. She's very happy with her performance.
And you know, it can seem very simple to point your toes, but at that level, if she's not doing it, it's because for her it's hard. But that makes the difference between a 9.5 and a 10.
Let's see what her teammate Hong Chan Kwan, Olympic champion from the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, will have to say about that. Same dive.
That's what she's saying. She's simply beautiful, and that's the reason why she's Olympic gold medalist. She knows how to jump super high. Her tuck position is just beautiful, and then she knows exactly where she is.
Well, there's not much to say here. I almost want to say that whatever was missing in the previous dive happened just perfectly right here. Here come the scores. All 10s except for one 9.5 that's being taken out. So
that's a perfect dive,
wow,
right?
99 points on the 4th round for the Olympic champion. She retains her lead. Yushi Chen in 2nd, Great Britain in 3rd, Selena Todd of Canada now in 5th place, Kaylee Mackay, lots of work to do on the last round if she hopes to get back up in the rankings here. Wow, that was spectacular.
That was a beautiful round.
One more round to go. Here's your 3rd place diver right now, Andrea Spendolini Serie X of Great Britain. She has to stay focused to remain in that spot. There's the leader right now in this event.
And you know, the thing about it is it's the last round, so it's very hard to not lose your focus. You have to keep it.
On the right, Sarah Jodouin Di Maria of Italy. She's also in contention to get a medal here, currently in 4th place. There's your 2nd place diver right now, Yushi Chen of China. Such high level diving we're witnessing here. Already thinking about the next dive. All right, let's kick off the 5th and final round here in Montreal. Jade Gillet of France. She'll end the competition with a back 2.5, 1.5 twist, pike position. Just a tiny little bit missing at the end.
Yes, tiny, tiny. And that that is from the takeoff. When you jump and you go into that twist position, you really need to get everything going through to get that pike, into that pike, to have that speed to finish your dive.
I was going to say she could have had just a bit of a tighter pike position. Would have helped her out to complete the dive. 6s on this one for the French. She's happy with her performance. All right, Selena Todd currently in 5th place with one more dive to go. 3.3 degree of difficulty. It's a big one. She's looking at the young Canadians, cheering her on. She'll be doing a back 3.5 tuck. Very big dive for Selena.
She can't hesitate. She has to give it all. Okay, that's good, good. When I said it's a very big, hard dive for her, and she has to give it all. And that's the reason why she kept it at the end, because she needs all that energy. She could have a better tuck position to really get that speed going on and to have more space for that come out and get that entry.
Very good reaction from her. She's very happy with that result. 5.5, but in hindsight, she thinks about it, and she's happy with that result. Cesar Anderson, another Canadian diving coach, Dallas Ludwig, everybody's happy for her. Coaching staff happy with that performance. Up next now, Emily Meany of Australia. Her last dive will be a back 2.5, 1.5 twist in the pike position.
Great finish for her.
Very steady.
Yes, very. Wasn't no wow factor, no major mistake. She could have jumped a little bit higher right here with her feet, bringing up your feet so she can get that twist position and that speed for that pike. So she was in more control to get that clean entry.
She's taking a look at her dive on the screen there. 7s for her last round. And that's where the hug from the coach. He's also happy with her performance.
I love that spirit in that back three. That was like the prelim and the final.
Nikki Agunbiadi, from the United States of America. And her last dive will be an inward 3.5 somersaults in the tuck position.
Ah, so unfortunate. I thought she had it. She had a great speed rotation. Maybe hesitate a little bit for that entry, for that entry right here. Hesitation, and when you do a big dive like that, you can't hesitate.
That's going to be costly in terms of the scores. He knows there was a bit missing here. 5.5s and 5 for a total of 51.20 points. To go home, keep working at it, get ready for the Olympic Games next year. Up next from Great Britain, Lewis Tolson. Her last dive will be a back 2.5, 1.5 twist in the pike position.
Oh,
good finish.
beautiful, beautiful. I would have loved her to have a little bit more control at the end, because I was able to see the feet, but that was to be very picky right here, have a better control. and get that entry very cleaner, but it was a very beautiful dive.
Solid performance on the last dive, 7.5s for a total of 72 points. Waving to the crowds, maybe her family at home are watching.
Great performance from Lewis.